Having recently departed the CAA, this man has more time to spend refurbishing his old Oster aircraft. He didn't want to be identified, saying he still works in the aviation industry and fears a backlash from the regulator for speaking out. Why did you leave your role at CAA?
Basically just due to inaction from management. All of the issues that you've brought up in your report are not unknown to them.
You said inaction from management or senior leaders. Why? What happened?
So multiple of my colleagues and I have reported, or ex-colleagues had reported, issues that we were facing day to day and concerns that we had with the organisation.
Like what?
My units was severe understaffing. I mean, personally did up to 60 hours a week. Some of my colleagues were over 70 hours a week, and it's just detrimental to your mental health. They preach on about how they look after staff and all that sort of nonsense, but reality is that you report it and it just gets swept under the rug.
He says he and other staff did raise concerns with CAA's director. Did you go to Keith Manch with your concerns?
In public forums it was discussed.
What happened after that?
Nothing. So the public forum in this instance was generally Keith would turn up and have a bit of a discussion with the 60-odd inspectorate staff that were there, inspectors or investigators, and I don't know how to word it, but nothing ever came of it. He's still saying, well, before I left, he was still saying the same things he did when he started in 2021, I believe. Yeah, there was no action.
How did that make you feel?
Belittled. But, I mean, standing up in front of a bunch of your colleagues and peers is quite a demanding thing to do. And to be told you've been heard and then to have no action on the other side is, yeah, it's upsetting to say the least.
In a statement, CAA's Keith Manch said the CAA had exceptional staff but acknowledged there were pressure points. I am aware of the tension in keeping pace with industry demand and enabling a safe and secure aviation system. Trying to achieve this can sometimes result in long hours. He said he does not take people's hard work for granted and was taking a number of steps to support staff health and well-being.
Since I've left, I'm aware of colleagues that have been on stress leave, mental health leave, stood down from their roles, and again, no action, and it seems to have just been brushed under the rug. And I've got some of my best mates that still work in my old team, and nothing's changed, and I'm genuinely concerned for them.
The former worker says he did not encounter bullying, but he says Tiako, a project aimed at making the CAA a safe and inclusive workplace, has not brought about the desired change in many units. Has that progressed well?
No, look, my te reo is not very good, but I'd assume that Tiako must stand for smoke and mirrors because nothing's changed. The Tiako program sort of fizzled out in my time there. It was all the rage when I started. I wouldn't have faith that anyone in senior management has a real understanding of the actual culture at CAA. That's
a pretty damning indictment.
That was the reason I left.
So concerned by the internal problems at the regulator, he approached the Minister of Transport, Simeon Brown, in March. He wanted the Minister to know issues being raised were not being addressed. What did you say to the Minister when you got in touch with his office?
It was quite high level. I said, look, I've just left the CAA, I don't want to come off as a bleating ex-employee with an axe to grind. It's not the case. I've got a genuine concern for the aviation industry and the travelling public. How did you feel that was responded to, your communication with the Minister's office? Look, they responded. I had a discussion with his advisors, but there was no action, really. I certainly haven't heard of any changes internally at CAA that have come from anything that I discussed with them. When did you touch base? Is this recent? Yeah, it would be almost exactly 6 months ago. A staff survey leaked to the Herald backs up claims of whistleblowers feeling management have not acted on concerns. Some said it was a great place to work with respectful leaders, but others said bullying behaviours are allowed to happen. Some leaders' behaviours are below the line or undesirable, and issues are dismissed or even swept under the rug by their manager
or upper management. Keith Manch told the Herald the staff surveys will help the organisation address culture and behaviour issues and help support initiatives so the authority can be a respectful, safe and inclusive place to work. He said that work is never over.
Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. To stay up to date with all the latest New Zealand Herald news, click the subscribe button below or check out one of these videos. And head over to nzherald.co.nz for more news worth knowing.